Hi, welcome to my, Ryan Catmeyer's, professional ePortfolio. This ePortfolio represents the culmination of the first stage of my exploration as a reflective learner. I've explored different dimensions of my identity as a learner, educator, and educational leader and how these facets of myself are reflective of and impact my personal life story. I will highlight 5 areas of my journey. Number 1, myself as an individual and how I came to have certain beliefs and perspectives. 2, myself as a learner, continuing to grow both personally and professionally within the guidance of instructors at Royal Roads, peers within my cohort, and through personal reflection. 3, myself as an educator, my educational philosophy and teaching styles. 4, as an educational leader, learning to lead in white water. A life, where I am and what I am doing. And last, references. At a young age, I was introduced to the outdoors through canoeing, camping, and sports. As I grew older, I continued participating in outdoor pursuits and discovered a love of soccer. These activities had a profound influence on my life, not only physically, but also in the character building associated with playing team sports and developing an appreciation for the natural environment through a wilderness exploration. I have a keen sense of adventure, constantly seeking out new challenges and outdoor activities. Being situated on the coast allows for paddling and kiteboarding adventures. Through my post-secondary formation as a wilderness guide, I've been able to combine my love of the outdoors with a rewarding career in adventure therapy. During the Educational Leadership and Management program, I was tasked with reflecting on who I am and how I have developed into the person I am today. One personal reflection I undertook involved the IPT Metrics personality quiz, which yielded the following results. I am trusting of colleagues and value cooperation. However, I can innovate if I think it will lead to a preferred result. I find I work towards a common goal without the need to be recognized. I am cheerful, friendly, and gregarious in my nature when working in teams, but can defer to others for fear of being perceived as only assertive. I am adventurous and open to ideas without judgment. These new perspectives, combined with my influence as a youth, have shaped who I am. A learner. As an adult learner, I came to Royal Roads University with my own perceived learning style that, through my schooling, has shaped who I am today. I found the reflections, assessments, and questionnaires I undertook as part of my studies significant in allowing for my insights into my own beliefs about my learning. After completing the vast questionnaire, I learned that I am multimodal with my learning preferences and learn best when moving between the defined strategies. VARC identified learning preferences, multimodal in order, including visual strategies, oral, read-write, and kinesthetic. Although I am able to learn in a variety of ways, being able to identify the most efficient learning preference for the problem or question is a challenge that I will continue to address through personal reflections. As a reflective beginner, I have learned that taking time to journey back to a problem, a lesson, or situation can offer new understandings and viewpoints. My first assignment in 510 Research for School Improvement tasked me with developing strategies to assist in my own ability to learn through reading and to more consistently recall and make use of what I read. I found the what, so what, now what strategy compelling and have been using it frequently since. This learning strategy poses the following questions to the learner to inspire deep, structured reflection and analysis. What is about this article? So, what is the importance or significance to know about this? And last, now, what might I apply to my practice? Applying this new lens to my learning style, therefore empowering myself with a new reading and comprehension strategy, I gained another tool to help me in this challenging endeavor I have embarked upon. An educator. Throughout my career as an educator, I have been fortunate to discover my passion for an educational model called adventure therapy. Using various outdoor pursuits and wilderness settings to support a traditional therapy in an educational setting has been my area of focus for over a decade. Bowen describes adventure therapy as the intentional use of small groups, nature contact, adventure, and therapeutic processes. I have observed firsthand how adventure therapy can lead to positive outcomes for students. This is also demonstrated by Pryor in the following graphic. Through the Teaching Perspective Inventory, TPI assessment, I was able to glean that my dominant teaching perspective is nurturing. Given that I work with high at-risk youth who face significant challenges, this teaching perspective comes as no surprise. Providing a safe place where relationships of trust are encouraged will lead to people feeling good about their achievements and believing in themselves as learners. I have found that this relationship building through nurturing is accelerated in a natural environment outside the classroom. My TPI results. A second teaching perspective includes my focus on apprenticeship, which can be explained as the know-how of learning by acquiring skills, as described by Vail. Guiding youth in the mountains or on the ocean requires experience, knowledge, and hard skills. These hard skills can be anything from tying the appropriate climbing knot, reading the layers of snow in an avalanche snow pit, to understanding a tide chart when sea kayaking. I learned these hard skills through apprenticeship, and therefore it is through apprenticeship that I teach these skills. As an educational leader, I value collaborative frameworks such as professional learning communities, which promote evidence-based programming that focuses on the needs of the student. I'm a leading learner practitioner who advocates collaborative approaches to identifying and overcoming challenges. The challenges that educational leaders face should be addressed by building the professional capital in classrooms, schools, and districts. Professional capital incorporates human capital, such as human resources, social, such as stakeholder engagement, community building, and decisional capital, such as participation in decision-making. When combined, this allows an educational leader the key to diffusing change efforts from an individual to groups to schools and districts. My involvement in soccer from a young age benefited my early understanding of collaboration. This also shaped my perspective on how teams should operate in the face of daily personal, relationship, career, and life challenges, termed by Vail as a state of permanent white water. From daily decisions affecting a student's experience in the classroom to district strategic plans that can impact an entire community of educators, a dynamic relationship exists between micro and macro level systems. Through teamwork and circular collaboration between students and educators, macro and micro level system challenges can be addressed and goals can be realized. This will enhance the professional capital required to support and empower learners and educators alike. As an educational leader, I believe that learning happens in many ways. A new model of inclusion understands that not all students find success in a traditional classroom. Considering each individual's path of continual learning, we must be able to address challenges in a leading learning way. Leading learning requires leaders to be mindful of their own ongoing learning process in order to continually challenge themselves to seek new perspectives. Therefore, learning to lead is a lifelong process of personal discovery and reflection that I, as a leading learner, am willing to embrace. Lastly, in my ePorfolio, I've included a little bit about my life. A home reflects the life and history of the families who have and currently occupy it. Cracks and layers of paint leave questions about the stories of those who came before. 2 years ago, my wife and I made the short move from Vancouver to Victoria with the purchase of our first home that was built in 1914. Seeking to make the house a home, we undertook many projects to add our own mark on this historic place. Through the process, we learned more about one another in the home itself. Through a sometimes unfortunate process of trial and error, we built upon each small success, learning from past experiences after much work in the house. We began an enormous undertaking in the back garden. Hours of hard work and many wheelbarrow trips later, we had a blank canvas on which to start. Growing up, my grandparents were models for me as an avid and skilled gardeners. Through their teaching and guidance, I began my own journey of gardening. I have had success alongside many failures, reminding me of the journey experienced by the vulnerable learners